the alchemists, the drillers. They're gonna be melting stuff with Lavos. I'm gonna try to cover as much as possible on this video, so if you're looking for something specific, make sure to check the video description or the comment section. Thank you. So, right onto the frame. Is actually really good stats wise. Good amount of armor, good amount of health. Sprint speed is slightly better than the average frames. No energy, his skills are based on cooldown. You're gonna use the ability and you're gonna have to wait a certain amount of time till you can use it again. And on the passive, which is the balance block, every time you pick up an energy orb or a universal orb, which is an orb that is created when the transmutation probe pass through it, you're gonna be getting 10 seconds of immunity to status, and that is really good. And also you can further add elementals to your abilities, that is imbue the next cast with additional elemental damage from 1 to 4 on your right bottom corner. That's going to be the elements that you can add. You can make only one element, or you can add a combo. Toxin and cold is going to create viral. And yeah, your next skill cast will have the element that is shown down there. So as you can add elementals to your abilities, I'm going to be referring to the main, or these, let's say the base elemental type of the ability when I'm talking about them. First we have a Feed and Bite, which is pretty much the basic Warframe first skill. It's gonna deal a damage in front of you. It's gonna deal base toxin damage, and it's gonna heal you based on a percentage of the damage. Alright, so into the first skill, which is a Feed and Bite. It's pretty much the basic first skill of a Warframe. This one deals toxin damage, and it's gonna heal you based on a percentage of the damage dealt. Yeah, pretty standard. Second, we have Vial Rush, which is pretty much a dash that you're gonna be leading pretty much a trail of broken vials that's gonna be dealing cold damage, and also on the end of the dash, gonna be pretty much sending a wave of vials. Yeah. These have a duration, and every second will be proccing status on the enemies. Let's step on it. So for the third skill we have Transmutation Probe. It's pretty much a probe that's going to travel for a certain amount of time. And for every orb or ammo that it passes through, it transforms them on universal. And also picking the universal orb is going to trigger your passive. This skill deals electricity damage, and for every enemy that it hits, it's going to reduce your ability's cooldown for 1 second. And for the last skill we have Catalyze, which is pretty much a big heat AoE. We're gonna have the cast animation, and then it's gonna send the probes all around. And so I wanna quickly go a little bit in depth about the skills. These are pretty much details about each one. There's nothing really special with a Feed and Bite. You're not gonna be able to increase the amount healed, I think. I mean, if you hit a lot of enemies, you're gonna heal, pretty much gonna full heal. But if you're dealing like with one enemy, I don't think the procs or the viral and maybe any other thing is gonna increase the amount healed. Alright, so Vial Rush. Vial Rush is a great skill to apply a lot of status. He's not gonna apply strong status or strong procs, but it's gonna apply a lot of just a lot of procs. They're going to be minor procs, but you're going to have a lot. So one of the best elements to use here is probably viral or even corrosive. Going to be increasing the damage the enemy takes and also reducing the armor. Transmutation probe has pretty much nothing. Transmutation probe has nothing really crazy going about it. It's, well, just a hit. It's going to be hitting enemies only once, so there's not much to do about it. And last for catalyze. Catalyze is a bit tricky because it doesn't matter the range that you put it on or every other stuff that you try, it's only gonna hit the enemy once. And so this is a big hit. This is gonna be the one big hit that she's gonna be dealing. So it might be a good idea to put something like gas on the hit, because it's gonna be leaving a strong gas proc. It's gonna be dealing AoE, and the innate heat damage is also gonna be dealing a good dot. Gonna be a good dot. But that's why I like to use a combo. I like to use viral on the viral rush, then use corrosive on the transmutation probe, and then hit them with gas on the catalyze. And yeah, it's not every time that all of them die, but most of the time they're going to be pretty close to death. If not, yeah. This time all of them died, but it's not like every time. But of course you can make your own builds and your own synergies and sequences of these skills and elementals. Alright, so let's talk about modding. So I have 3 builds for Lavos. They're not, none of them is like really crazy. They're just like experimental, but yeah. Range, a little bit of duration because we actually need duration because it's gonna affect our status. And range is really good. I'm not going with efficiency here because I'm not into that much of using the efficiency, but because I think the only thing it's gonna make is gonna increase the cooldown reduction on our skills when we use the transmutation probe. And yeah, we also have the cap of 175 with the efficiency, so we're gonna be spending some mod slots for that, and that might not be the best thing. So the umbrals for the tankiness, fiber, vitality, and also guardian are gonna help us to be really tanky, along with our passive that's gonna give us status immunity, Avenger for some damage on our weapons and stuff, and the umbral intensify for some damage. And the second build is a little bit tankier because it has Carnage Carapace on placing it of overextended. And I also added Transit Fortitude to further increase the damage. The status of the overall procs is going to be, or the duration is going to be reduced, but yeah, it's just enough to kill. It is still able to kill stuff. Sometimes if we get like, if you do the stuff really fast, you're going to be getting like a lot of damage with this build. And the last one I was trying is to use the cooldown reduction, but I'm actually not much into it. It is pretty much unplayable to have a negative duration because you're not gonna be proccing stuff, so yeah. As I said before, having the using efficiency mods is probably gonna affect your modding. And I'm saying that because I'm using fleeting expertise, okay? So we're gonna have a little bit of duration dropped off, and if we use streamline, we're gonna have only like 0.3 seconds. And yeah, we still have that cap of 175, so the maximum we can get is 1.75 seconds per enemy hit. But yeah, about the tanky one, we're missing fully left Arcane Grace here, but yeah. You saw in the beginning of the video what the stat build can do. I'm gonna try to show you what the tank build can do. And then we're going for the CD one. Pretty much the same combo, but it's more damage now. Yeah, some of them just melted, but some of them did not. And that's probably because they didn't get affected by the whole status, the whole elements there. Yeah, just like that. But still, some of these dudes just don't die. Now for the cooldown reduction 1. Well, pretty much any build that I made. Of course, this is on a controlled environment, the simulacrum, but the results are not that crazy. We're gonna have like a little bit more than 10 seconds removed from the cooldown. Yeah. But this is on a controlled environment. If we were like on a mission with more than 6 enemies, let's see. Yeah, if we have a little bit more than 10 enemies, or maybe like 13, we would be able to reset the cooldown on the catalyze. That could be good. But yeah, that requires further testing, and I'm probably gonna make another video about it. It's specifically about this build. And one more thing that I forgot to mention is that if you're not gonna use the transmutation probe a lot, you could consider using a blind rage. I just traded the transient fortitude for a blind rage just to have a little bit more damage on the skills. And another thing that I have to talk about is about the Cedo, which is Lavos' signature weapon. And this thing, well, it's already a powerhouse, but come on, with him things just get even more crazy. Yeah, crazy, huh? I'm gonna show you one more time. Have a lot of stuff going on there. And cool. A lot of viral procs. This one fortunately didn't have a proc, but yeah. With the big hit from Catalyze, they're just gone. When it comes down to Lavos himself, the Warframe is really good. He's tanky, he has damage, he has CC, you know. The only thing about him is that he has some, let's say, gonna have some bad time with doing specific things, like defending objectives. It's not gonna be that easy when you're dealing with high level stuff, and you can clear groups of enemies, but it always depends. I wouldn't use this guy for a exterminate. It wouldn't be the best option. I mean, you can use him for everything that you want, but as this is Warframe, I mean the game, there are some stuff that there are better Warframes for a certain purpose, let's say. Like if you're gonna defend the objective, like it's only Grenier, and they're like tough, they're not dying easy, and you don't have really good weapons. You can use like a slow Nova and make sure you complete the mission. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm saying, like specific. You have specific frames for specific things. But Lavos is really good for general playing. Yeah. Let's say you don't have a really good weapon. You got viral, boom. Increase damage on the enemy, and you're probably gonna kill him. Need heal? No problem. First skill got you. You need to remove the enemy armor, or not remove, just reduce enemy armor. Buff your corrosive, and you're good. Need CC, taking a lot of damage. Buff up the radiation. And there you go. Everyone is gonna be with radiation and confused attacking themselves. So yeah, Lavos is a great frame, but there's one thing that, on my personal opinion, I think that he's really good is on dealing with Necramech, and that is mainly because of his Bio Rush and of course his tankiness. But yeah, Bio Rush is gonna be proccing some cold, but of course I'm applying Enviro here, and the cold is actually gonna pretty much permanent slow the Necramech, because they're gonna be stepping on the stuff like all the time. So it's just a matter of applying the elementals and then slowing him and just kill. Makes it a bit easier to hit him. Okay. Just because I said they're starting to pile up. Up. What? Slowed, and yeah, sometimes it just seems like they're not hitting them at all. Jesus Christ. Most of the times it's like really easy, but now that I'm recording, it's being a lot harder to kill this guy. Finally, but yeah, this is pretty much what I have for you today about Lavos, and I'm probably gonna be making a new video about him soon on the attempt of that build I just mentioned. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.